So I was just sitting here cooking, cutting up stuff, right? And I looked at the microwave and it said 333. So of course I'm like Jeremiah 333. I mean 33 and 3. So instead of flipping to it, I just said it, right? Like, Lord, what you trying to show me? Told me to flip to page 333. It's Deuteronomy 33:20, right? So Deuteronomy 33 and 3 says, Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand. And they sat down at thy feet. Every one shall receive of thy words. All right, now jump over to 16. And for the precious things of the earth and fullness thereof, and for the good will of him that dwelt in the bush, let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. So, those of you under the sound of my voice, okay, a lot of you are Josephs. All right? If you remember the story of Joseph, right? Everybody turned against him, right, in his family. His brothers were jealous of him because he was a dreamer, right? And in that, he loved his brothers dearly. Like, loved them probably more than he loved himself, right? As a matter of fact, he did, which is why he never saw any of the red flags, right? Every time his brothers did something to him, he forgave them, like without even second guessing it. He forgave them. Why? Because he loved them. That's what you do when you love somebody. You forgive. You forgive without even a second thought. You feel me? So all the hell that Joseph had to go through. Remember, they tried to kill him first. They wanted to kill him, but then one of the brothers said, "No, They threw him in a pit first, right? And made his father to believe that he was dead, right? By slaughtering a goat or something and dipping it in goat's blood, right? That's a symbol of witchcraft, okay? Just FYI for somebody in here that may have been having witchcraft worked against them. Joseph was in the pit, right? They came back, take him out of the pit. They sell him off into slavery to Egypt. Okay? Joseph ends up interpreting, I think it was a dream for Pharaoh, right? And he went from the pit to the palace. Okay? A lot of us have been in the pit season, right? We've had to endure betrayals, right? We've had to endure just being backstabbed, being deceived, being hurt by those who say they love us, right? Who really don't. We lived a life that Joseph lived. Okay, some of us have been suffering since day one. Like those of us that are by ourselves, like we have family, but we really don't have family because they're along in the bunch that have always hated us and tried to hold us 333 on my timer, and have tried to they saw the gifts in us and they tried to snuff them out of us, right? These people are seeing, right, even though they're not saying anything, they're seeing your growth. They're seeing what's going on, what God's doing, right? Some of them are still trying to come against you, right? But we already know none of that. God does not permit any of that to work, right? To work on us or any of that, right? So, let me read this again. And for the precious things of the earth and fullness thereof, and for the good will of him that dwelt in the bush, let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. This is us, all right? The ones that have been separated from our brethren, from our families, from our friends, from our people we were in a relationship with, an intimate relationship with, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. God had us in a season of separation for a reason, right? Some of us, for my timer, some of us, God separated, right? Separated couples, let's say couples, separated couples, right? In order to work on them individually, work on you guys individually, and then to bring you guys back together, right? But others, right? We're separated and to be worked on and not to be brought back together, right? Because one refuses to get it together. One refuses to acknowledge and change their ways and want to do right, right? They're willing to make it look like something else on the outside, right? But on the inside, they haven't changed. On the inside, they still remain the same. They still do the same things, right? Still, the greed, the malice, and the deceit, right? The gaslighting and the devaluing. Okay, they devalue the things that the Lord sends them as blessings, right? They're underneath Satan and his principles and his, which is do what you want, right? Do what you want to people, right? And I'll give you whatever result that you're asking for. Satan can bless too. 555 on my timer. Satan can bless too, but there's a difference. There's a difference. Satan's blessings aren't they're illusions, right? They fade. Okay? And it's at the price of your soul and your life. You can take your life at any time. Anytime. You're out of the Lord's protection. Right? You're not under God's protection. So anytime Satan gets ready to take you, he can take you out. And at the same time, he's tormenting you and he's slowly killing you. Right? But you don't care because all you're caring about is money, 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 or, you know, greed. You're just greed. You're hungry with greed. Right? But let the head of him that was separated from his brethren, let the blessing come upon his head. Okay? So, those of you that I'm talking to, you're going from the pit to the palace. Alright? This is all of 2023 is going to be for you guys. Being in the palace. Being in the high stature. Right? You're going to sit on the throne now. You're no longer going to be the last. Right? The first will be last and the last will be first. Right? You are the head and not the tail. You're above and not beneath. Okay? And remember, the inside must reflect that first before the outside can. Right? So, believe it. See it already. Speak those things that are not as though they were. Got me? Alright. So, this is for y'all that's been seeing 333. Alright? And I just saw 555 too and 444. So, it's for all of y'all that's been seeing those numbers. Alright? I love y'all, man. Alright? And don't let nobody take your time and treat you like your time's not valuable. Alright? Your time's valuable. They don't know it now, they'll know it later. Alright, later. Peace.